I mean, well, let's don't wishy-washy about it. Is the NFL scripted or is it not?
Man, I think they got billions of reasons to have an interest in who's there.
Is the NFL scripted? And I'm going to yell it a little louder because I don't think you heard
Okay.
me. Is
Okay.
the NFL scripted or is it not?
Absolutely. There you go.
Okay. Now that we got that out of the way, so you're a flat earther, NFL
No,
scripted.
I'm
So we're
not.
going all the way that way.
I'm
All
not
the way
getting
with
into
the
all the other
conspiracy theory.
conspiracies, but sometimes when you start labeling yourself sports entertainment and there's billions of dollars on the line, I don't believe there's not some people, blowing some wind in the sail to make the boat move, if that makes sense.
Welcome to Big B Daily. No frauds allowed.
What is going on, everybody? What is going on? This is your guy. Welcome back to Big B Daily. This is your man, Brien Hanley. Big B, what is happening? Live on TikTok, live on YouTube. What is going on, man? There is a good Monday. It's a good Monday today, man. Had a good weekend. Weather was nice here in Texas. Had a lot going on, man. Ton going on. So we appreciate everybody being here. Welcome back, Goon Squad. What is going on? Again, live on TikTok, at least 5,000 new likes. So keep tapping that screen, TikTok, and we need at least 30 follows. Appreciate the gift, Zach. Thank you. Thank you. So, and live on YouTube. What is going on, YouTube? We appreciate it. So let's get into this today, people. Caitlin Clark passes Pistol Pete on the NCAA all-time scoring list. So, you hear a lot of different things about Caitlin Clark, and we've covered her several different times, and we're going to continue to cover her because I think it's a fascinating story. Because I've said on several occasions, I think that Caitlin Clark is clearly the face of college basketball. Men, women, doesn't matter. She's the face of college basketball. Now, I did hear some blasphemy today, this morning on ESPN, which ESPN is known to be blasphemous. By the way, thanks for the gift, Austin. Saying that she is the most influential college basketball player of all time, men or women. She's had the most impact of any college basketball player ever. I'm like, hold on a second. Hold on. Hold the phone. I think she's outstanding, but let's pump the brakes a little bit as far as being the most impactful player of all time. Because here's the thing. I don't even think she's the best women's college basketball player ever. So that's number one. And that's not a knock. That's just what I believe. Other people can have their own opinions, and all that is fine. But let's not act like there wasn't men's basketball stars beforehand. There were plenty of men basketball stars. They've just eliminated that because, the whole one and done rule, and the other outlets that are available. But there were plenty of college basketball stars beforehand. So I think it's nuts. I think it's nuts. But, when you go for sensationalism, that's what ESPN does a lot. That's kind of the way it is, man. That's kind of the way it is. But yeah, Caitlin Clark passing Pistol Pete. A lot of people, and you said it over here on TikTok, Pistol Pete did not have threes. Pistol Pete did it in 3 years. Now, here's a stat, though, that maybe people aren't going to like. In 3 years, Pistol Pete took 600 more shots than what she did. So I'm thinking that's why they called him Pistol Pete. It's because they just putting up the shots, boy. But that's another thing, and I get it. Like I said, no 3-point line. Pistol Pete averaged 44 a game. That's why another people said that she was the greatest scorer in the history of college basketball. I'm like, hold on. Pistol Pete averaged 44 points a game. She's not anywhere close to that. But, like I said, he did take 600 more shots. So, but again, he doesn't get the name Pistol Pete if he ain't putting up the shots. So it is what it is. It also doesn't help that your daddy's the coach. You know, it doesn't hurt you that Pistol Pete's dad was his coach at LSU. And they didn't have anything else on that team worth a damn. So if you're going to win any games, you need Pistol Pete to put up the points. So I get it. Yeah, and to average 44 points without a three-point line is insane. Just insane. But that's not to diminish Caitlin Clark. And anybody that does do that to try to diminish her, you're being silly. You can make the comparisons, but I think we can compare people without having to necessarily to diminish what she's doing, because I still believe what she's doing is incredible. I think it's incredible. So let's see. Can't wait for her to be in the WNBA. We'll see. I want to see her go against the best. I do. Because I think she's going to be able to compete right away. I really do. I'm not saying she's going to be the best player immediately, but how many people are? I mean, how many women go from women's college basketball to the WNBA and the very first year they're the best player? I mean, those women can play some basketball. A lot of people don't watch it, but that's a different conversation for a different day. That doesn't mean they can't play basketball. They can play some hoops, man. So they can play some hoops. They absolutely can. So good for Caitlin Clark. Like I said, I'm on her side. I want her to succeed. I think people get wrapped up in a lot of, well, I don't think she's the best. Well, she can't do this. Well, you're actually rooting against her. I can see if you're a fan of another team and you don't want them to beat you, that's fine. But to just say to actively be rooting against her like she's some kind of villain. Well, she's not a villain, is she? She hasn't done anything to be vilified. She's just out there making a bunch of bets. Now, she whines. Let's not kid ourselves. She whines. She cries to the officials. She does all of that. But what men's basketball game have you watched in the last, 30 years where an NBA player or even in college that guys aren't whining to the officials? So that would be my thing. What game have you watched where men aren't crying to the officials? Even men that we think that are so quiet and reserved. Tim Duncan was one of the biggest whiners in the history of the NBA. That's Tim Duncan. Quiet Tim Duncan. One of the biggest whiners and complainers to officials that ever played. So, yes, she whines, but she gets more attention because more times than not, she's the focal point on the basketball court, so everybody sees it. But she throws her hands up after every call or non-call. But so do a lot of people. Is there a bigger whiner right now in the NBA whining to the officials? I know everybody's going to say, oh, it's LeBron. It's not LeBron. Luka Doncic is the biggest whiner of officials that I think I've ever seen. And I love Luka. But Luka whines after every single play. My goodness. It is annoying. I'm like, bro, just run down the court. Just run down the court. He didn't call it. Whether it was justified or not, they didn't call it. Wait till, every time he does it, he leaves his team at a disadvantage. It almost looks like Luka would rather complain to the officials than run back on defense. It's like he doesn't want to play defense, so if he whines and complains, he's not guarding anybody. So if they score, it's him complaining. I'm like, oh, my God. It's just crazy. Just crazy. And of course, we got the TikTok people all over LeBron. LeBron's a flopper. Should have played soccer. LeBron cries more. Oh, my God. Have you watched an NBA game? Because if you've never watched Luka Doncic, you're not going to say that LeBron's crying more than him. You're just not going to do that unless you literally aren't paying attention. So, yes, Luka does everything that LeBron and Hart or anybody. Luka does it all. I mean, literally, it looks like he doesn't want to play defense. He cries so much. So don't get on Caitlin Clark and don't be on her case for whining. All she's doing is following in the footsteps of the people that she has watched and maybe admires. They whine and cry too. Everybody complains to officials. Hell, us fans complain to officials. So you know what I'm saying? Especially me. I will yell and cuss an official out watching a game. My wife has brought me something specifically that I can throw at a television that won't break the TV screen because I'm mad at officials. That's how loving and caring my wife is. Other than she's like, if he breaks a TV, I'm going to break his face. So here's something he can throw. My wife gets it. She gets it. So, but that's the issue that I've got with all of that part. But good for Caitlin Clark. She passed Pistol Pete for the all-time leader in the NCAA. So good for her. Or is she going to end up winning a title? I'm sure we'll get into more of that down the road. I don't think Iowa has the personnel for them to be able to win a title. So I don't think she has the personnel to be able to do it. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We got a man Wakan over here. Good old NBA players complaining about the Pistons beating them up. Yeah, they did that. But the Pistons did beat people up. But that was real fighting back in those days. So, my man Julius says the NBA and NFL not what it used to be. You could say that about basically everything in life, though. What is the same that it is today 10 years ago? I mean, what's the same? Other than math. But what's the same? I mean, everybody does things differently. So we can't just say the NBA and the NFL is different than what it was 10 years ago. We live in a society where things change on a daily basis. And they get better. Golf ain't the same. People don't look at Phil Mickelson 10 years ago and look at him today. Golf ain't the same. Golf, that ain't the same. You used to be able to be fat out there on the course and be able to compete. You can't be fat out there and out. I shouldn't say out of shape, because walking an 18-hole golf course, you're not out of shape. But you're not physically fit, should be the best thing to say. Now, my man did say apple pie. Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. Apple pie is probably the same. You're probably right on that. But yeah, there's no, everything's not the same, people. It's just not. And I don't know whether you say it's better or worse, but it's definitely not the same. So, my man said women aren't the same. They change every day. Oh, well, there you go. There you go. I'm not going to get into that because we got women listeners and they're going to beat my head in. So, no, I'm not. They change. We all change. So, we shouldn't just leave it to that. Let's move on, man. Let's move on. So, LeBron, over the weekend, gets over 40,000 points in another loss, but over 40,000 points. Now, people say, let me just ask you guys this question, and we're going to get into it. I'm sure we're going to get into the arguing and the bickering. We're going to get into it. But appreciate the gift, my man. So at this point, do we say that LeBron is stat padding or stat chasing? Is that what we're saying about LeBron? Because that's what people have said about LeBron basically the last 5 to 7 years, that he's just stat padding. And my question to you is, do we want him to retire? Are we just saying, hey, LeBron, just retire? Just do that. Or is he just playing basketball and because somebody says definitely stat padding? So if he's out on the court, should he not try to score? Should he not try to assist? Should he not try to do any of those things? Should he not try to do any of that? I'm wondering. So he just has to be out on the court, get in, and do nothing. So is that what we're asking him to do? You don't have to retire, but we want you to get no stats. We want you to do nothing on the court. Just run up and down and get some cardio. Don't pass the ball. Don't shoot the ball. Don't rebound the ball. Don't do anything. Just run up and down the court. I'm just wondering what people are wanting him to do. It's weird that people say that if you're on a basketball team trying to win a game, that you're stat padding if you score points or if you get an assist or you get rebounds. So, and people say it isn't helping. So if he did nothing, would that be helping? Like if he just ran up and down the court, that he's not helping? First of all, that's an ignorant statement saying that he isn't helping. LeBron on a basketball team, you're better. You think the Lakers are better without him? And if you are, then either it's one of two things. Either you don't know anything about basketball, or you are one of the bigger haters in America and you just hate LeBron James. You hate him, which it's weird that you would hate a guy that you've never met and you're never going to meet, but that's a different conversation. And somebody says he's always going to be second to Michael Jordan. Okay, that's fine. But should he not try to win a game? I just don't get it. I mean, what are you wanting him to do? And I'm seriously asking. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be any of those things. I am simply asking, what are you wanting him to do? Because you're saying, well, he doesn't win. He's not helping him win. Okay. Is it because of him? And would you rather him just sit on the bench? Or what are you wanting him to do? That I'm seriously asking people. I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not being rude. Again, remember from Friday, people, growth. I would rather educate than humiliate. So I'm asking. So what are we wanting him to do? So I'm just, and you don't have to think he's the best player. You can think that he's 10th, like Skip Bayless said he's the 10th best player ever, which is just stupid, but whatever. If that's your opinion, that's your opinion. Who the hell am I to tell you that your opinion is wrong? But the bottom line is this. What are you asking him to do? What do you want him to do? Jamar says no defense. Okay, so you're wanting him to play defense, right? What stats is he padding on defense? And at 39 years old, can he really just lock anybody down anymore? Because I'm guessing he probably can't do that. So, or D'Lo has no defense. Yeah, we know D'Lo has no defense. So, some 40,000 points, 11,000 rebounds, 10,000 assists. Can Jordan do that? I don't know. Guarding the best players in the world. That's what you're asking a 39-year-old man to do, to be able to lock down the best people in the world when they don't really even allow you to play defense anymore? Come on. Be realistic. That's not realistic. You know? I just don't understand it. And that's all I'm asking. When everybody says that he's stat padding, it's like, well, what are you asking him to do? Affect winning. Okay. So you don't think that him scoring points and assists and rebounds is affect winning, so you would rather him just sit on the bench? Or what is it? You want him to make winning plays? Okay. I think he does make winning plays. Not always. First of all, they're getting beat, so there might not always be winning plays to be made. That would be number one. But does 25 points in a basketball game, does that not help your team or no? And I'm just asking. Does it not help you or does it help you? So that's all. But we're not getting into the debate. I think it's great that, like I said, LeBron scored over 40,000 points. And people think, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Even though nobody in the history of mankind that has ever walked on this earth have ever scored that many points professionally, but somehow it's not that big of a deal. It's crazy. Somebody just said Embiid is the greatest scorer ever. Gavin, you're lucky that this is not a week ago. But Gavin, you're entitled to your opinion. I appreciate your opinion, but you would happen to be wrong coming here on TikTok today. You see, people, growth. Because y'all know what I would have said a week ago. Gavin, you're the dumbest person on the face of the earth. What are you talking about? I'm not saying that to you today, Gavin. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm saying, hey, brother, I appreciate your opinion. Thanks for coming in. We love you, but your opinion is wrong. Your opinion is wrong today. Growth. Y'all are helping me. One comment at a time. One comment at a time. My man on YouTube, my man Wakan, I'm not a LeBron fan, but he's doing what he loves, and Lakers have a better chance of winning with him than without him. I mean, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's not that the Lakers are near, because people say, well, they won last night without him. Yes, the Lakers are capable of winning a basketball game without LeBron on the court. Heck, didn't they go to Boston and beat Boston without LeBron and Anthony Davis? So, yes, they are capable. Do that over 82-game schedule. How many games do you think the Lakers are going to win? Exactly. They would have the number one pick in the draft. So stop the nonsense. Stop it. So now there it is. Gavin wants LeBron to come to Philly. See? All you got to do is say that, Gavin. We're behind you, brother. You want LeBron in Philly. So. I love it. I love it. So you really want to tell me LB would do what he does now in the 80s or 90s. So why wouldn't LeBron do what he does now? I mean, tell me why. And before you say, well, they would just beat him up as he drove to the hole. Well, there's a guy that played in the NBA. His name was Karl Malone. And Karl Malone, until recently, had scored the second most points in the history of the NBA. LeBron is bigger than him and way more athletic than him. So LeBron couldn't do that? And I'm just asking. LeBron couldn't do that? LeBron couldn't drive because, again, he's bigger than Karl Malone. At his athletic peak, he was bigger than Karl Malone. So, he couldn't take the beating, but Karl Malone took it, but a guy more physically fit and bigger couldn't take it. Well, LeBron flops. That's because of the rules. And he doesn't get foul calls all the time. And he does flop like a fish, and it's aggravating. Everybody knows that. Jiminy Christmas, he's just terrible. So, and somebody said something that I couldn't agree more with. James Richards, you can't compare eras. Just enjoy greatness. Exactly. Who cares? So, I'm starting to lose credibility, but I'm only losing the credibility who don't understand basketball, Julius. So if you don't understand basketball, I have no problems losing credibility to you. Not at all. Not one bit. Uh-oh, there it is. Stop glazing. Stop glazing. Stop meat riding. Is it glazing if you tell the truth? Is that what it is? Or if you have an opinion or if you like somebody, stop glazing. Y'all do know the glazing t-shirts are coming. Y'all do know that. Stop glazing. They are coming. Ooh, that doesn't go good together, does it? Stop glazing t-shirts are coming. We'll let that go. We'll let that go. We'll move on. We'll move on, people. The most overused term, glazing. Yes, but I'm old, so I'm just getting into it. Look, that's what the young people say. I try to appeal to some young people from time to time. I feel like I got to start using their dialogue. So, and I don't know that glazing is the most overused term. Capping. Stop capping. Why can't you just say stop lying? Does capping means lying? Why can't you just say, hey, man, stop lying? Why do we need another term to describe something? Why do we need that? I don't get it. If somebody's lying, can't you just say, hey, man, stop lying? Or does capping say, does that make it better? I don't know. I'm old and I don't get it. I'm old and I don't get it, people. I do the best I can. So my man Pat Cockrell says LeBron definitely could have played in the 80s and 90s. He just wouldn't have gotten away with all the flopping. Well, he wouldn't have had to gotten away with the flopping because nobody did that then. Flopping is a new thing that has come up in the last 10 years. LeBron didn't come into the league flopping. The first 9-10 years of his career, he didn't flop. It's been created. That's what people do now. So you adapt. We just talked earlier about how things were different 10 years ago. This is the perfect example. The flopping has not been around forever. Would you stop watching basketball in 2010? Jiminy Christmas. Flopping has not been around forever. Took them 10 years to win a chip. Sure did. Caitlin Clark is Magic Johnson and Larry Bird of the WNBA. Well, that would be false, Jamar, because she hasn't even played 1 second in the NBA. So, I'm not sure what you mean. That's who's GOAT. I don't know who's GOAT. I don't know what you mean. Took some guys never to win one. Yeah, some guys have never won one, but we don't say those guys are the best ever. Guys that have never won a title. So, Clark could revive the WNBA. Maybe. I'm going to be interested to see. I think more people are going to tune in initially, but she's got to be good because she comes in and averages 12 points a game. That'll be the end of that. That's what I'm saying. That'll be the end of that. So she got to put up points. She got to come in and be good. She's got to come in and be great. She can't be good. She got to be great. But like I said, she comes in the WNBA and averages 12 points a game. Yeah, that's not going to work. That's not going to help the WNBA because all people are going to say is, see, I told you. So that's crazy. So bringing the white fan base could help. Mr. Scott, who do you think is going to all these WNBA games now? I'm not saying they're getting sold out, but people do show up to those arenas. The problem isn't getting people at the games of these WNBA games. It's getting people to watch on television. So that's the issue, is nobody's watching the games. So, but we'll see. Let's move on. And again, thanks everybody for paying attention, coming into Big B Daily, man. Again, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time. We are live on TikTok. We are live on YouTube. We appreciate everybody being here. Thank you guys for taking the time today. Do me a favor. Keep tapping the screen on TikTok and give us a follow if you're not already following. And tell a buddy to come and check us out. And more importantly, come on over to YouTube, man. Click the link in the YouTube and come on over. Subscribe to Big B Sports Talking YouTube and join the live. A lot of stuff over on YouTube that you may not get on TikTok. So over on YouTube, by the way, we're putting up stuff on the screen. My man Darren Howard said, argue with someone telling Bron couldn't shoot better three-point percentage is better than Steph's right now. The cap is unreal. Yeah, I don't get it. People are crazy. And they don't get coverage on the outlets talking about the WNBA like FS1 and ESPN. Even the championship gets washed over. Part of that is the WNBA's fault because of when you are providing why are you having the WNBA finals in the middle of football season. I mean, who the hell do you think you are? Nobody is going to watch. Nobody is going to watch. I'm sorry. And I know they try to make the season and build it around, when the women are coming back from overseas playing and trying to fit it all in. I'm just sorry. You're going to have your finals during football season, the beginning of football season. Nobody's going to watch. I don't care if it's on a Tuesday or Wednesday night or not. Nobody's watching. Nobody's going to watch. That's just facts. That's not hate. That's not screw them. That's not anything. It's just the facts. Just the facts. So let's talk and change the subject here real quick, and we can come back to that here in a minute. What are some of your all's takeaways from the combine, from the NFL combine? It's still going on, but what are some of your all's takeaways from it? So for me, I don't know. I'm still under the whole, is the combine even necessary? So somebody says, have I seen Joe Milton at the combine? He looked great. Well, didn't we think that Joe Milton was going to look great? I mean, backing up and throwing the ball 95 yards, we know Joe Milton can do that. We already know that. What I want to see Joe Milton do is, can he take a step and throw a 5-yard slant route? Can he do that? That's accurate. He can't do it. He can't do it. That's the problem with Joe Milton. So that's my thing. Everybody knows that he can throw the ball out of the stadium. That's not an issue. But can he drop back and throw a 5-yard slant route that's accurate? I mean, isn't that why he lost 2 jobs already in college? I mean, that's why. He lost his job in Michigan because he wasn't an accurate passer. He lost his job at Tennessee because he wasn't an accurate passer. So all of a sudden now he's going to become accurate when he got the job this year and he wasn't very accurate either. Come on, man. So Kayla Williams deserves no shot. Tell me why you don't think somebody would deserve a shot at their dream. And I'm curious on why grown men are actively rooting against somebody to achieve. I understand if they're playing against your team and you want them to fail. That's justifiable. But if you're saying somebody doesn't deserve a shot and you want them to fail, why again? Why would you actively root for somebody to fail, not even get an opportunity? Because what that tells me is there's a lot of jealousy that's out there. So who cares if you know how many people sit out on the combine? Do you know how many people don't do anything at the combine? I mean, everybody, there's the more people sit out the combine because they don't have anything to prove. That's it. And then people say, well, you're afraid to compete. Well, I played football. Isn't that where the real competition is? Or do you want me to see me in shorts throwing against air? Is that what it is? We care more about that? Come on, man. What are we doing? Like I said, people, there's just so much jealousy over what you can't do versus what some of these kids can do. Let that go, man. Let it go. So you have to win a chip. That's what my man J.O. That's a hit and miss. Shouldn't be allowed to sit out. He didn't even win a chip in college. So just so we're on the record and we're clear, you have to win a championship in college or you have to compete in the combine. Because that's literally what you said. You have to win a championship in college or you, and not only that, you have to compete. You have to do everything at the combine. You don't get a choice. Oh, so now we're not living in America. In America, you get to choose what you choose to do. Not Caleb Williams. He don't get a choice. Man, whew, that's rough living. That is a rough living. Marvin Harrison didn't get a chip. Still a top 5 pick with or without the. Not only did Marvin Harrison not do anything, he did the medicals. I don't even think he did. He didn't do any media. He just said, he's not even having a pro day at Ohio State. He's like, turn on the tape. You can see what I did. Turn on the tape. That's what I did. I mean, if that ain't good enough for you, then it ain't going to be good enough. I'm not working out. All I'm going to do is refine, keep working out on the side, getting in better shape, improving my craft. But I'm not putting on a song and dance for anybody. You either like me or you don't. So that's my thing. People are nuts, man. People are just nuts. Golly, relax, man. If you don't want to do, if somebody doesn't want to do it, they don't have to. Over to YouTube. If Caleb is a bust, I wouldn't be upset. Sick of him already, says Darren Howard. But what are you sick of? I think you're sick of his daddy. I think that's partly the problem. And we know how sometimes, those helicopter dads he's not even a helicopter dad. He's just a cloud dad. He's just on top of everybody. And I get it. But Lord, yeah, his dad is partly the problem. And if Caleb's a bust, okay, there's been a lot of people that have been a bust. Are we mad about anybody that's been a bust? I mean, was anybody mad at Jamarcus Russell or a Heath Schuler or a Josh Rosen? I mean, nobody's upset. If you can't play in the NFL, you can't play. I couldn't play in the NFL. Is anybody mad? No, not even myself. It is what it is. Move on. So, let's see. Kenny Smith says, what do the Squealers do at quarterback this year? Hey, Kenny, look, we're having a good day, man. Don't you start with me. I'm going to say that right now. Don't you start with me on my Steelers. Okay? Well, I keep hearing all these reports about the Steelers and what they're doing, and I heard one early this morning that pissed me off. Baby Hands Pickett will go into the season as a Steelers starter. I'm telling y'all right now, I may shut down the show. Not that, I may just shut down the show, and maybe y'all don't even care. I'll shut down the show if the Steelers start Kenny Pickett at quarterback to start the year. I'll change teams if Baby Hands is the starter. Now, Wood's going to say I'll become a Cowboys fan, but I can't say that. I'm not going to do that. So, there's a lot of things that I'll do. Become a Cowboys fan is not one of those. So, then my man Wakan says, at Kenny Smith, to make Big B a little upset, say the Steelers are going to get Tannehill. The only thing worse than starting Baby Hands Pickett at quarterback was if we got basket case Tannehill to be our starter. That would be worse. If the Steelers decide that they want Baby Hands Pickett to be the quarterback, but then turn around and say, nope, we want basket case Tannehill. Would I, at that point, do I have to just stop watching the NFL? The Steelers would have just crushed my dreams. Oh, my goodness. Oh. Steelers should take a shot at Michael Penix. I'm just not, and I've gotten pushback. I'm not sold on Michael Penix. I'm just not. I'm not. So, I don't know. It's just me. I haven't seen Michael Penix throw the ball into a lot of tight windows. So, that's me, man. Oh, the Giants will give you Daniel Jones. Nah, we're not taking Daniel Jones. We're not taking Daniel. I promise you this. I kid and I kid. If the Steelers like traded for Daniel Jones, I promise you I would pick a different team. I promise you I would. Oh my God. All these years of allegiance to the Steelers, I would say, F it, I'm done. Oh my goodness. Nah, the Steelers can't trade up for a top pick. The Steelers just need to bring in, but they can't give up too much for Justin Fields. I'm still not sold that Russell Wilson can't help. I'm not sold that Russell Wilson can't help. So look at the people over on TikTok. Why couldn't you be a Cowboys fan, Big B? You've been enjoying the same level of mediocrity. Well, first of all, I wouldn't be enjoying the same level of mediocrity because at least the Steelers are trying to compete. I mean, they've won Super Bowls in most of these people that are on the live's lifetime. I mean, they've been to an NFC championship game or AFC championship game in the last 28 years. Cowboys haven't even done that. Lord. Julius, stop trying to be funny. He said trying to fix the Steelers is like trying to make a wife out of a side chick. What? The Steelers aren't even that far away. So the Steelers aren't even that far away. I don't even know what you're talking about. Don't know what you're talking about. And look, we were having a good morning, people. We were having a very good morning. You all are starting to piss me off. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't y'all do it. I'm trying to be happy today. I'm trying to be happy. I'm in a good mood. You know, things are going well. We got stuff that are coming around the corner for you guys. And next thing you know, y'all are bagging on me talking about your stick with baby hands Pickett. Or worse, get basket case Tannehill to be your quarterback. What the hell are we talking about, people? Stop it. Now, here's something I can get behind. My man Jamar Chase says the Steelers are one good QB away from contention. Coming from a Bengals fan. Y'all see that? Now, that's the kind of stuff y'all need to say to me early in the morning. Hey, man, the Steelers are right around the corner. They're right there. Come on, Big B. You can make it happen. They're right there. You know, it's stuff like that. Not trade for Daniel Jones. Go out there and get basket case Tannehill. Golly. Man. What is this? What is this on YouTube? But as far as the combine, I believe it's another point of reference. And a reference that you haven't seen regardless of how much tape you watch. It's not the end all, but it's a necessity. I can get that for guys that are trying to improve their draft position. I think the combine is really good for that. Maybe guys that you haven't seen in person, which if you're an NFL scout, I think you can see anybody that you want to see. That's number one. But gives people another opportunity. But it definitely helps more than it hurts. So to say that it hurts more than it helps, that would be a lie. So it definitely helps more than it hurts. But for the majority of people, I don't know. Like I said, I know a few scouts and they go to the combine and their thing is, I watch the tape. I just need to see them reaffirm some stuff. But there's nothing more important than tape. There's nothing more important than that. So that's just what they've told me. So that's what I live by. That's what I live by. So let's move on. So we were talking, again, this is the open mic session. So y'all just bring up some questions, man. We'll talk. We will definitely talk. Let's see here. What do we got? Caleb Williams. Are y'all done with him? Are y'all done with Caleb Williams? I know there's a lot of people that are done with Caleb Williams. I don't know if the Steelers are looking for a quarterback in the draft. I don't know if the Steelers are looking for a quarterback in the draft. Not early, anyway. But we'll see. Mr. J, what's going on, man?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I am doing well. What's happening?
Man, hey, I want to bring a point out, man.
Yeah.
How is it every time the Lakers have a celebration going on, Denver rolls in and ruins it every single time?
Denver's better than they are.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, the AD cannot match up with Jokic, period.
Nope. He can't.
Every time AD matches up with another big in the NBA, he comes up short. So why is everybody keep putting him, you know what I'm saying, he's so good, he's so good. I'm a Laker fan, but I know AD is not that guy that we need.
Well, AD struggles against guys that are big because AD's not physical. So if you remember when the Lakers were at their best and everybody says it's a bubble title, and okay, that's fine. But that season before the bubble happened, the Lakers had the best record and were far and away the best team in the Western Conference. But what they had were bigs. They had Dwight Howard. And you can say whatever you want about Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard was out there banging against those big men, getting rebounds, and protecting the rim. They had guys. And that's when the Lakers were at their best.
You know what I'm saying? That was Dwight Howard, though. But you know what I'm saying? We're talking, you know what I'm saying?
But hold on. AD led the team in scoring that year. You got to take it in context. I get what you're saying. AD doesn't like being physical. He's not a physical big man. So you got to have somebody that's going to do that dirty work. Dwight Howard did it. And AD could do his thing. But when you go up against a big team and with a big guy where AD has to do the dirty work, that's not his game. So they're not going to be as good. So that's just not his game.
But they keep pushing, you know what I'm saying? He's the neck, you know what I'm saying? He's the face of the going to be the face of the league after LeBron leaves. I can't picture him being the face when he's soft with capital letters.
I don't think he's going to be the face of the league no matter what. And he's definitely not going to be the face of the Lakers because LeBron has been trying to hand that off to him for a while, and he can't take it. So, but you're right. That's just not his game. But to think that the Lakers are going to just beat Denver, that's not happening. Denver is better than they are. They're just better.
It ain't going to happen because, like, if you watch them play, They are simple, fundamental basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Jokic and Jamal Murray, they run that pick and roll like, you know what I'm saying? Like they be doing it in their sleep.
Yeah.
And there's no stopping Jokic.
Yeah.
There's no stopping Jokic.
Nope.
He is a scoring machine. He can pass the ball. He don't have to beat you scoring. That's the best thing about Jokic.
Well, and I think that's the problem. People they won't that if how you beat Denver is you allow him to just get his points. But if you allow him to get his points and to get 11 assists, you're losing. Period. Point blank. You got to guard those other guys and not allow them to get off. But if you are going to let Joker get 35 and then 12 assists, you lost. That's just the end of that. And that's the problem with them. And the Lakers don't shoot it well enough, and they don't defend well enough. They just aren't going to beat Denver. Not in a game. I mean, they can win a game. Maybe they can win a game this year. Who knows? But they're not winning a series against Denver. That's not happening. They got to rely on somebody else beating Denver because the Lakers are not going to do that. They're just not. They're not built to be able to do that.
You know, it's just it's kind of heartbreaking for, you'll say, LeBron fans to see him make all these accomplishments and then take it with an L.
I mean, yeah, it is, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You know, everybody's mad and, well, they lost. Well, okay. They played a better team. Should they beat the better team? I don't think so. How many times do people beat the better team?
I take it in front office. The front office has been in shambles for a while.
Maybe, but they put together a decent team. The problem is, like, you got guys like Vanderbilt. A lot of teams have 3-and-D guys. Well, Vanderbilt can't shoot. He can guard people, but he can't shoot. So you eliminate him on the offensive side of the floor. You can't do that in today's NBA, man. You just can't. I mean, you have space, guys that create space, and he's not a guy that can do that. He can't do anything. So that's the problem. And then when you take him out of the lineup, well, he's hurt right now. They don't have guys that can defend the wing. And so they're getting crushed. Like LeBron can't guard wings no more. He can't do that, which is partly the Lakers' problem, is that you got LeBron playing point guard, but he can't guard point guards. You know what I'm saying? He can't do that. And like I said, I love LeBron. He's great, but I'm also honest about LeBron. He can't guard those guys anymore. He got to guard a big guy.
Right.
Well, then what do you do?
I always feel LeBron should be playing that lower block, and he'd be unstoppable down there.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Unstoppable.
Well,
and the funny thing about that is the late great Kobe Bryant said that.
Yeah.
I would take, not saying LeBron ain't legendary, but Kobe is a legend and he knows the game in and out. Why wouldn't you listen to that?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, one thing is you do what you do. And if LeBron somehow never figured out to have a great low post game, and he didn't, and he hasn't, it kind of is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you shouldn't do what you're not good at. I got a lot of people always say, well, LeBron should go in the post. Well, he's not good at that. So, but he is good at driving the basketball and creating. He's good at that. The problem is when you go to the other end, what's he doing there? So he's not capable of doing that for long stretches anymore. So it just is what it is.
Yeah, that man's 40 years old. They got that man out there trying to play off like he's 20 and shit.
Right. Well, somebody said, hey, he needs to get a offensive package. Well, okay. Or an offensive bag. Well, he's 39. It's a little late for that.
Mm-hmm.
A little late for that. So I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you coming up. Thank you.
Thank you, Big B, man.
Yep.
You take it easy for the day, brother.
I will. You see that? Somebody that had some respect. See, Mr. J didn't get on here trying to bash my Steelers. He didn't get on here telling me we needed to get basket case Tannehill as the quarterback. Just came up talking some logic. That's what I need this morning. Y'all have crushed me, hurt my feelings, ruined my day. But I'm going to get it back. No more baby hands talk. No more basket case Tannehill talk. All right? No more. So, no more. What else we got, people? What else is out there? My man, Kenny Smith. AD was out there banging those big dudes. Stop it, Kenny. Just stop it. Unbelievable. If y'all aren't over on YouTube, you can't see what I pulled up here. This dude. First of all, Kenny, please put pause behind that. That is the biggest pause in the history of mankind. Pause. Oh, my goodness. Dayton to the Sweet 16, yes or no? It's going to depend on matchups, but I like Dayton. Yes. You know who I don't like? And this is going to sound like I'm being a hater, but I'm just telling you, if there's anything, don't put Marquette in your Sweet 16. Don't fall for it. I know there's a lot of people out there that like Marquette. Don't do it. Don't you do it. Marquette, and we love Shaka Smart. But Shaka Smart is living off of a Final Four that he went to over a decade ago, people. Don't you do it. Don't. And Marquette's got a good team. Marquette's got a good basketball team. But don't believe the hype. I'm just telling you. So, yeah, he's hurt. That's exactly right. I'm just saying, don't believe that hype about Marquette. I love Shaka Smart, or I want to try to love him, but he's living off of a Final Four run with VCU that happened over a decade ago. What's he done since then? So, yeah, man, it's a problem. It's a problem. Another team that I actually, Dayton would be one that I like. Look at Tennessee. Now, I know Tennessee, you're saying, well, boy, you're really going out on a limb there, Brian. But Tennessee always plays defense, but now they can score. I like Tennessee making it to the Final Four this year. Now, usually Rick Barnes, again, I know. Rick Barnes, come on, B. He don't get it done in the tournament. That's because they never had a guy who could score. But Tennessee got a guy that can score. They got a few of them. But they got a guy that, you know what? It's 5 minutes to go in the game. We're down a point. We're going to let this guy take us to the end of the game. And they got a guy that can do that. They got a guy. So, yeah, I like Dayton. I like them in the Sweet 16. Again, until we see the brackets, we don't know. We don't know. But even after we see the brackets, we truly don't know. But you can make some educated guesses. And we're going to have something for you guys here soon so you guys can make some educated guesses. A little March Madness guide from Big B for you guys to purchase. Just something to help you win that office tournament. Something for you guys to use so you guys can win. That'll be out soon. Very soon. You know, brackets come out in 2 weeks. And I'm going to be working. Oh, you know we're going to have the Big B bracket challenge. You know that. Y'all know that. I mean, that'll be easy. So, but oh yeah, we'll get it all figured out. We'll get it all put together, and we will make that thing work. Big B bracket challenge. It'll be fun. It will be fun. So, well, we're going to shut this one down for the day, people. I appreciate everybody in here. Thank you, guys. Remember, as always, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time, Big B Daily. We're live on TikTok. We appreciate you, TikTok. And we are live on YouTube. If you're not following on TikTok, please give us a follow, man. We appreciate it. And then go ahead and click the link. Come on over to YouTube. Subscribe to Big B Sports Talk over on YouTube, man. We appreciate it. Thank you guys for joining. We will holler at you. Aloha.